Okay. I'm going live from 2 different cameras so I can hit Instagram and Facebook. So here we are on podcast launch day, and I'm Margaret Brown, and I am the founder and owner of socializela.com. And in recent years, we started the hashtag Flex Your Influence community. And today we're celebrating the launch of the podcast. And on Facebook, I created an event, and along with the event came an agenda for what to expect today. There's some breaks and different things that I'm going to be doing throughout the day, so I had to kind of break out the day's events. But ultimately, I do have a schedule, and for now, I'm going to be talking about my why, and why did I start the podcast. Also, to let you know, the reason I'm having this event all day is to get activity to iTunes and Google Play. So depending on if you are an Apple user or if you are a Google user, I would love for you to find the podcast, hashtag Flex Your Influence, subscribe, rate, and review. I would be very grateful. Once you do those activities, in the link in my bio on Instagram and here on Facebook in the description, you will see that I am running a contest. So click that link and just tell me that you did those things, and I will enter you to win a contest. So I have like a lot of really cute prizes, and yes, so I am excited for that. But anyway, so here's my why. So first of all, in the morning Facebook Live, I talked about my why as to why I started my company. And really it came out of a necessity, kind of not really knowing, like really being unhappy where I was. And they do say that people start their businesses for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes they have to, sometimes they want to. Sometimes it just, is just kind of surfaces, pops up, or they've been given a company. But either way, my why, like why I keep going, is I kind of like really clarified that for myself last year. I took this program, this amazing program, and we identified what our values were. And I highly recommend, if you've never identified your values, do it. It's powerful. So my values were faith, family, and personal development. And you might say, well, none of those are work. I know, none of them are work. But my why helps me to have, because I have the job that I do and I can really do it from anywhere, and because I have the job that I do and I can do things at night, or I can just be really flexible. Like there are times where I can't be flexible, like all of us, but I can be super flexible. And so that means that I can be present for the people that I serve at my church, which are my junior high youth group. I am available. I go to class. I can do activities with them. And that is a priority to me. My family, same thing. My family is my priority, and I see them a lot, and I make time for them. And then, of course, personal development, just constantly figuring out how I can just get to, a next level for myself. And, your success is defined by like what you think success is. For me, success is freedom. And I look to like read books and listen to podcasts and go to seminars and whatnot to help me be more efficient and to be more creative and to really do better in what I do for a living. So anyway, my why really drives me to be the best that I can be in my work. And yeah, it's awesome. It's I think identifying your why and why you're doing something, and that can give you motivation when you don't feel like doing something, when you don't have the energy, when you don't have the strength, when you don't have the mental capacity. Just thinking about the end goal is really important. Not everything is easy, and I will let you know that even doing this podcast was not easy. And my friends will attest, yes, hire some awesome freelancers. I'm on Facebook, and one of our team members just said that, yes, always. But I can attest, they'll attest that it was a hard road because there's so many things. Like, if you ever hear me speak, I talk about done as being better than perfect, but sometimes I don't take my own advice. And with this podcast, I would just go around and around and around, like, okay, is this done? Is this good? Is the website good? Is the technology good? And what's so funny about the technology in this podcast is that my editor told me, because if you look at the podcast on iTunes and Google, there's 3 episodes. All 3 of them were recorded 3 different ways. And my editor was like, oh, the 3rd recording is the absolute best. Keep doing it that way. And I'm going to be really transparent with you that I did that on the floor in my bedroom. And my room is it's soundproof. Brian has created it that way so we don't hear the airplanes going over our head. But yeah, that's what she said. She said that's the best one. So now it's like I'm only recording from there. So the studio that I created in my office downtown, or my office here at the house, none of that is working. It's all, so it was this random place. But anyway, it just goes to show you that you just never know what's going to work. And I recorded it there because I was tired and I just wanted to sit in my pillows and finish the last episode to get it launched. And this was a month ago, by the way. So anyway, so why did I start the podcast again? So I started the podcast because we are busy people. I have a blog. I have content. I speak. I do videos. I have all these different ways that people can learn how to do modern marketing, digital marketing, social media, whatever you're going to call it. But at the end of the day, I wanted to add this last medium. Maybe not the last, but for now it's the last channel that people can really hear what I have to say on this subject. And I know that I have something to contribute, and I want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence to get the word out there. And the reason I know that I'm doing the right thing is because every time I speak, I know that people are emailing me, texting me, and letting me know that something that I taught them was changing their world. And to me, that is everything. And so with this podcast, I'm coming to my audience in another way. I know a lot of us commute, whether you're on the East Coast or you just commute by train or by bus or by car. We now have a way to stay connected. Also, I'm all about flexing your influence. Flex your influence. Hashtag flex your influence. That's my thing, right? So I am using my influence to create this podcast, and in turn, I'm also going to have guest speakers. So some of my guest speakers will be people who have never been on a podcast before but are brilliant, or they might be, seasoned to have their own podcast of their own. But I'm going to be introducing my audience to others. And so it's a way to just keep building and building and building on, building the network. And so that's another reason why I created the podcast. I'll tell you, it was not my goal and my dream to have a podcast. My goal and my dream is to just live a life that, to just live a happy life and to be good to people and to be kind. But I have been placed in a role, and I actually decided that in Thailand last year, because I always went back and forth, like, what am I going to do with this business? What's my end goal here? And the outcome was, until God stops me in my tracks, I am going to do the best that I can. And I'm going to give opportunities to the people in my circle and to the people that I meet. I'm going to serve the clients that come to me. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to bring it my best. I am just going to go all out until I stop going all out, until I shut the doors. Okay, so that's why I'm here. And so, do I need your help? Absolutely. We do need to ask for help every once in a while. So that's why I am on this live. Well, it's nice to speak to you. I mean, I know it's like we always post photos and we see each other in passing at events or at church, or I see my family, periodically, but no one really wants to talk about work, or, we're enjoying each other's company. And so it's nice to be able to just tell you a little bit more about my company and how I started this and the thought process. I know that I also get comments like, oh yeah, well, you love going on Facebook Live, because I do teach my students and my clients, like, you need to do this, you need to go live. People get to know you that way. And they say, well, that's easy for you to say. And it's actually not easy for me to say. It's actually not, it's something that I psych myself up for. And if you notice, I don't always schedule Facebook Lives. Because I can schedule it all day long, and then if I'm not in the mood, it's not going to be a good day to be on a Facebook Live. So again, I'll be transparent with you. This morning, I get up pretty early. I got up, it was like 5:15, and I was like, oh good, I have no meetings today, is what I told myself. I don't have to be out there. And then I remembered, I was like, oh my gosh, today's launch day. I'm going to be on Facebook Live all day long. So, that was just really funny. It was a really funny aha moment, and I was like, okay, well, I guess you are going to be on all day, big time. And so, so that's how today started. So to say that Facebook Lives are like easy and great to do and I look forward to doing them every second, that's not true. But they're important because this is how you're connecting. So right now I'm actually on live. I'm live on my personal Facebook page and my personal Instagram. Why? Because this is where I have the biggest following. And two, you might be saying, okay, well, this isn't all your business like connections. I know, but I'm reaching out to people who are my personal connections, whether you're my family, my friends, or my Navo sisters or other, because I need your help. I need you to subscribe to the podcast, rate it, and review it. And then I need you to go over to our Facebook page, and the link is in this description. So I thought, yeah, it's in the description. I'll put it back in the comments right now. And I need you to say that you did those things so you can enter the contest. So I need your help. But anyway, again, it's not bad to help. But anyway, going back to why the podcast. I'm just going to say it. I want to create opportunities for others. I'm wildly excited about the possibilities. One second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, shouting it from the rooftops. Be wildly excited about the possibilities. Be wildly excited about the possibilities. Be wildly excited about the possibilities. This is it. This is what I live for. So I'm launching the podcast for that. Who knows what's going to come of it, right? Who knows what the next step will be? Who knows what this path is going to take me or my team or those that come on this show? Who knows what's going to happen? But I'm excited to know that we are putting ourselves out there and are expecting that something awesome is going to happen. So that is what happens when you hang out with me. When you hang out with me, it's all about possibilities. And so I can't always show you the concrete proof, right? I can't say, well, if you start your own podcast or if you do XYZ, you're going to get XYZ. And this is the business I'm in. Digital marketing is something that you have to continuously do and consistently do. And the rewards do come, but I personally cannot promise or guarantee anything. But I do know, and I know it with my whole heart, that if you do show up on this awesome World Wide Web, awesome things will happen. If you're genuine, right? You have to be genuine. Like, if I came on here and just said, well, I'm doing this podcast because I am the greatest thing that ever happened to digital marketing, and it only makes sense that I have a podcast because you need to learn from me. Well, I want to say that some of those things are true. I do have a lot to say, and I do help a lot of people. My team helps a lot of people. We have our stuff together. However, I will also say that we're showing up for you, and if the way I am and the way I teach, jives with the way you learn, and we have some good energy, then great. Then I'm the person you need to learn from. But there's a lot of really smart people out there, I won't lie. So, that I respect. And so there's a lot of us out there who can help. But yeah, showing up, genuine, positive. I think that's what really makes a difference. I'm not always wanting to sell you all something. I mean, I do get calls once in a while from a friend who isn't quite sure what I do for a living, but knows that I help businesses. So they'll send me a referral, and I think that is so awesome. And that's exactly what, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for those connections. If you guys saw my video from Friday on my Socialize LA page, one of the speakers at the NABO LA Gala got up and said this. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. She said, or the question was asked to her by Maddie Alfano, and she said, what can our friends and our family do to support us as we venture on to start and grow our businesses? This was a woman business owner asking that of another woman business owner. And I loved her answer. She said, what can they do to support us? And she said, well, honestly, I would tell them, and I'm just like paraphrasing it because I don't think I'm getting it exactly right. But she said, you should, if you can't buy the products, so if you can't buy your friend's product or service, you know what you can do to support that small business owner? You can like their page. You can subscribe to their email newsletter. You can share their content. You can subscribe to their podcast. You can do those things that don't take any extra, money or a whole lot of time. And just by doing those activities, you are helping that small business owner, that woman business owner. And it really matters. I'm telling you, it matters. I know that when I have a cousin, her name is Jamie, and she has been my biggest fan online since day one. She'll share, she'll comment, she'll like, And I've always appreciated that. I also have friends that didn't realize that they were helping me along the way just by text messages that had nothing to do with business, but would keep me happy, or, they would just feed my soul. And that matters. Just being a friend. Yeah, sharing is caring, Nathan. Nathan, just so you know, I am live on Instagram and on Facebook. And it's not using some fancy technology. It's using my laptop and my phone. So anyway, so yeah, that's how you can support your small business owner or woman business owner friend. So if you can think of someone right now, not just me, but anyone, you can give them a like. That would help so much. It just goes to support them. Or if they have a blog, you can leave a comment. It doesn't mean you have to buy their services or anything like that, but it just means that you're supporting them, and that's huge. So that was Gail Becker who said that. Awesome thought on Friday, and that video does live on facebook.com/socializela. So let's get back to the podcast. I am wondering, I know I'm getting texts of people saying, yay, I subscribed to your podcast, but I want to make sure that you are also telling me on the Facebook page. That way you can win the prize. Did you guys see what the prizes are? So I have Amazon cards, Target cards, and then I also have an Erin Condren surprise box. So I am going to be giving away something on the hour. So if you want to be entered to win, then do that. So go to, for Instagrammers, the link's in the bio. For Facebookers, the link is in the description, and it's the link that is at the end of the paragraph. And I also put it in the comments again. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we do have some entries, so I'm excited to do the giveaway. Anyway, so where was I? Why flex your? Let's talk about the Flex Your Influence hashtag. I have talked about the Flex Your Influence hashtag before, but as your digital marketing guide, I will tell you that it pays to repeat yourself because you never know who's going to see you. And they might not, your audience doesn't always catch everything you say. So flex your influence. So think about yourself. You are an influencer. And right now I'm not talking just to business owners. I'm talking to anybody who is watching this. You obviously clearly have social media. And so you are an influencer. Whether you influence 5 people or 2 people that live in your household, or 20 people in your family, or 50 people in your neighborhood and at your job, or you have an audience of 10,000, you are an influencer. If your numbers are small, then you're a micro influencer. And guess what? Brands are seeing the value of micro influencers over the big influencers that have millions of views and all of that, because you and I, with smaller numbers as micro influencers, we still make a big impact. And so here we are talking about influence. Let's say you are a community leader, or you are you're a leader at your children's school, or within your job and within your company, or you own a business. Either way, somehow you are influencing the people, okay? Well, how are you going to, in 2019, take that influence to the next level? Now, you can continue to do what you've been doing, and that's awesome, because you have built a business. You have built a name for yourself in your community doing what you're doing. But now in 2019, and as early as 2009, 10, when social media really started becoming mainstream, you now have the ability to use your online presence to support the topics and the communities that you love. So the people I serve generally are people who are successful and have been successful. They're established business owners, but they have not harnessed the power of digital marketing. So I started telling them they needed to flex their influence like years ago. And then when I was trying to decide what hashtag I really wanted to land on, I found it was hashtag flex your influence. And I then started getting the eyes and ears of my clients who are like, yeah, I am influential, but I do want to flex that power. Speaking of flex the power, I have a personal training session at 1 o'clock, which is why I'm going to be jumping off pretty soon. But it's all about flexing your influence, taking it to that next level. So then what I do and what our company does is, one, we do it for you. We'll start blogging for you, or publishing your social media content or your email newsletter, and we'll start handling all that for you. Or for those of you that are doing it on your own, which is great, you want to keep it in-house, there's nothing wrong with that. We have the Flex Your Influence community, where you become a community member and you get all the guides and all the training you need to stay consistent in flexing your influence. That's it. We talk like this, but in a more private setting on Zoom with only members and team members. And from there, I really dive into what you need to do next. Or when you ask me like a question, like why isn't this working, I give you my honest, respectful answers, and I help you to get back on track. So yeah, so that's why I chose Flex Your Influence. That's what Flex Your Influence is all about. So now that it is 12:30, I am going to do a drawing, and I will let you know. Okay, where's the website? There's a website that you get random drawings, random name drawing. And so each of these people on the Socialize LA, let me see here. Oh, I have so many things going. It's wild. It's wild, but it's okay. Okay, so I'm on the fb.com/socializela, and the first thing I'm giving away is a $25 gift card to Amazon. If you do not use Amazon, I'm sure you can find someone who does. And so let's see here. Linda is number 1 and 2. Megan is 3, 4, 5, 6. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Cassie is 7 and 8. Rendisa is 9, 10, 11, 12. Farron is 13, 14, 15. Okay? So now I'm going to the random picker, and I am putting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right? That's the number I said. Let me go back and check. I don't want to mess up. 2, 6, 7, 8, 12, 15. Oh, one more. Okay. 15. Okay, so now I'm going to show Instagrammers. Oh, no, I'm not, because I'm going to ruin that. Click to spin. And the winning number is 11. Who was 11? 15, 14, 13. Rendisa. You just won the $25 Amazon gift card. Okay, guys, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I will be back for the next session in this awesome podcast launch. Thank you. End live video. Save. Share. And finish and